My name is Professor Theophilus Mutui. I'm the Managing Director for Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, Kephis. Kephis is a state corporation in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. We are established by an Act of Parliament, Kephis Act of 2012. The mandate of Kephis is to assure plant health, quality of agricultural inputs and produce towards a food secure nation and safe trade. Kephis has a well-established state-of-the-art labs to safeguard Kenya's agriculture by ensuring plant health, seed quality, food safety and compliance with the trade standards, thereby supporting sustainable agricultural development and economic growth.
My name is Florence Munguti. I'm currently Acting Director, Laboratory Services here at Kephis. My work is to coordinate all the laboratory services at Kephis, which ranges from plant health labs, seed testing labs, food safety and analytical chemistry laboratory services.
In the chemistry lab and food safety department, we are largely involved in assuring the quality of agro inputs and the produce. Examples of agro inputs that we do testing things like fertilizers, soil fertility, water for irrigation, manure, pesticide formulations that the farmers use to control pests and also diseases.
My name is Dr. Alex Njoge, and this is the Kephis Heavy Metal Labs, where we do, as the name suggests, analysis of heavy metals in a wide range of sample matrices. So we have soil, fertilizer, water. Water could be for irrigation, for drinking purposes. The reason why we are analyzing this is to ensure that we are promoting food safety in the country as the mandate of Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service.
In this lab, we analyze fertilizers, manures, feed, and plant tissue. From the analysis, we are able to compare the results with guarantees.
In the food microbiology laboratory, we test for harmful microorganisms in food and food products such as fresh vegetables, dry vegetables, meat and meat products, milk and milk products, as well as water.
Pesticide residue is very important because it helps in access of market, international and local market. And therefore, when we carry out that analysis, we support access to international market. The scope of analysis is 400 for liquid chromatography mass spectral, and for gas chromatography, we have around 300 molecules. And this in total, we analyze around 700 molecules, which is important because those are some of the pesticides which are used by our farmers. And in the analysis, we use Ketcher's method, which is one of the most modern methods of analysis, where we follow the process from sample processing, extraction, and then instrumentation. And once we get the results, we can be able to use them to be able to advise the farmers and also the exporters who are key in the export of produce.
In this lab, we normally analyze mycotoxins in cereals and cereal products, nuts and spices. And the reason why we test mycotoxins is to ensure that consumers have access to safe food. And also, another purpose is to enhance market for our produce. Yeah. And also, we do monitoring and surveillance for within our country, including the imports and exports, as well as generating data for registration and regulatory purposes by the Codex Alimentarius Commission. The whole process begins with extraction using the organic solvents, and the process you can see at the back here. And then after the process of extraction, we take them to the equipment. We have some sophisticated equipment. The LCMS systems is what we use to analyze, and it has capacity to analyze them to very low detection levels.
The ultimate goal for us as a testing lab is to ensure that we give our clients results that are valid, credible, and unquestionable. And therefore, as a testing lab, we have been accredited for the last 19 years to the ISO 17025. And this standard is it gives us the requirements for the competency of a testing lab. So we have implemented those requirements. We have been checked by a third party to ensure that we're implementing these requirements of this standard, and therefore we have been deemed competent in various scopes.
Our plant health labs located in Muguga are the COMESA reference labs for quarantine, and we do diagnostics for all various pests causing organisms, and we do cleanup of viruses for the purpose of exchange of clean germplasm and planting material.
The PQBS is one of over 30 stations of Kephis that are positioned all over the country. Our main role being that of pest diagnosis.
At Bacteriology Lab section supports the diagnostic services here at Plant Quarantine and Biosecurity Station. We handle many type of samples from different type of clients, and our methods are different. So we carry out diagnostic services depending on the client request and according to the capacity of the lab.
This is entomology lab. I am an inspector and also an entomologist based at this lab. This lab is where we process pest diagnosis for insect pests. We receive samples from imports, from exports, from farmers, and also referral from COMESA region. We also do pest diagnosis for samples that are collected from surveillances. In the diagnosis, we conduct morphological diagnosis for the pests. For molecular, we refer them to our molecular lab.
We do testing of materials which of quarantine nature, and we do to support both the exports, importation, and also for seed certification. What we do here, we do the isolation of DNA, then learn the polymerase chain reactions acids, in which we are able to diagnose the pathogens of nature or the quarantine pest to indicate the status of material prior to exportation or for importation into the country, and also for farmers advisory.
In this laboratory, here we identify fungal pathogens that are affecting various plants in the field. The virology lab focuses on identification and detection of viral pathogens from different sources. The testing techniques that are employed in the virology lab include ELISA, immunostrip kits, growth tests, as well as molecular techniques.
We are so much involved in disease elimination, then plant multiplication. All these different varieties are multiplied, and then they are exported to different countries, and also they are shared within the country. So our mandate here is to make sure that we produce disease-free material or disease-free plants.
All the potato germplasm in Africa is in this gene bank. They are above 500 accessions. So from sub-Saharan Africa, we distribute these potatoes to all the needy organizations, clients, farmers, everyone.
Acknowledging the role that laboratories play in supporting phytosanitary and sanitary services, we have the Food Safety and Analytical Chemistry Laboratory, and also Plant Health and GMO Testing Lab.
The Plant Health Lab here at the headquarters, we undertake diagnosis of pests, and also we also take detection of GMO. We do diagnosis of pests to make sure that we meet the exporting country requirements, that is for market access of Kenyan commodities. And at the same time, this lab also does what we call protection of Kenya's agriculture. That means that we take samples from our surveillances, our farmers, just to make sure that our agriculture is protected. The lab here at the headquarters, we also, as I've said, we also undertake detection of GMO, because Kephis has been recognized by the Biosafety Act of 2009 as among the relevant regulatory agency that supports National Biosafety Authority. So we undertake diagnosis, detection of GMO. And here at the Plant Health Lab, the headquarters, we have various labs under the Plant Health, which help us in doing this diagnosis of pests and also GMO. And the labs that we have here at the headquarters, we have the bacteriology lab, we have the entomology lab, we have the virology lab, we have the molecular lab, nematology lab, among us other labs. And finally, we also have the reference collection lab.
In the regions, the main seed testing laboratory is based in Kephis, Nakuru, where we have the ESTA accredited laboratories for seed testing services.
My name is Charles Onyango, the Deputy Director, Kephis Nakuru Regional Office, and I take this opportunity to welcome you to Kephis Seed Testing Laboratory in Nakuru, the first ever national seed testing lab to be established in the country. The laboratory was established with the objective of confirming the quality of seed that farmers get out there to enhance or to assure them of the productivity that they deserve. As a laboratory, we receive on average 5,000 samples annually, and these 5,000 samples, bulk of it is from the certification samples, meaning they are collected by our inspectors during the routine seed certification activities in the various seed processing plants that belong to various seed companies. A small portion we call private samples, and these are samples that are brought in by other researchers or breeders who would want to confirm the quality of the seed that they have in their possession. We also have government agencies submitting samples. For example, the DCI. We also have national government or county governments also submitting samples just to confirm the quality of seed or for investigation purposes. And last but not least, we also receive samples from the accreditation board, that is International Seed Testing Association, as ESTA samples. We have to do comparative tests with other member laboratories just to confirm how well we are going on with the sampling methodologies.
The CETA pass at minimum standard, we will now generate what we call a KIB. This is a number, a unique number that will be used by the company to activate the seed labels. The seed labels that will be attached to the seeds. So after the number has been generated, it will be sent automatically to the company, which after getting the certificate, they will use it to activate the seed label so that when a farmer scratch and send a message, they will get a positive message showing that the seed is certified and the farmer can go ahead to use it.
Once the seed has gone through field inspection, processing inspection, seed lab testing, and the seed is now being offered for sale, Kephis follows this seed to ensure that those who are handling the seed at the various distribution points are handling it the best way possible. This is an activity that we call post-seed certification survey, where inspectors get out in the various market centers, including the most remotest part in this country, to confirm that the seed that was certified by the government is the same seed that is being sold out to our farmers. Apart from the conventional seed testing where I do purity, germination, there are also other tests that are very crucial in any plant consignment. We all appreciate that plant materials can be avenues of pests and diseases. And therefore, as an institution, we came up with a plant-based laboratory that confirms disease status of planting materials, particularly seed.
So seed, unlike a human being, which can be able to explain the problem they might be having, when seed, you are presented with a seed or plant tissue that is suspected to be having any disease, it is upon the analyst to try and find out which disease could be causing, which pathogen could be causing the disease. So we have the virus, we have the bacterial, we have fungal, we have phytoplasma, and we have nematodes. So the test report that comes from our diagnosis is able to guide, first of all, our farmers as an advisory services to them, to advise them so that they don't use, for example, a farm which they had identified for planting potato tubers,
Once we test and we find there is a bacteria within that block, then we advise them to look for an alternative block, because if they use that block, the end product, which will be tubers that will be harvested, they will again fail. Or if they are sold to farmers, it will just be continuing to spread the diseases out there.
From time to time, we do export expertise to other countries to capacity build their various laboratories. And in the same vein, we receive on average up to 8 in-visits for other member countries who want to benchmark with the lab so that they can also build the capacity in their various laboratories. Most of these countries are from within East African region, but we also get member countries as far as West Africa and other parts of the world coming to benchmark with the laboratory.
We also have a lab at Kephis Kitale, which offers also analytical and seed testing services to the farming community.
My name is Dr. Thomas Kosiom, Deputy Director, Kephis Kitale.
This lab was set up in 2006 to support the seed sector in Trans Nzoia, being the breadbasket of our country. And we are collaborating with other stakeholders, including seed companies and other research institutions. We've actually been able to promote improved use of improved agricultural inputs, hence enhancing production in our country.
And once the farmer adopts those recommendations, they'll be able to apply the right fertilizer and the right recommendations to their crops during the planting and during active growth. Kephis plays a key role in nursery certification. We certify nursery operators who have come up with nursery, various seedlings, like avocado, macadamia. So in the process of certification, we check for pests, we check on the quality of the seedlings. We are doing that because we don't want pests to be spread from the nursery to the farming community.
Kephis is in the process of enhancing the laboratory's testing capacity at the main ports of entry. We have a laboratory at Kephis Mombasa and also a lab at Kephis Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Office. We are also in the process of setting up satellite laboratories at the major ports of entry. Currently, Kephis Malaba and Kephis Moyale, we are also in the process of setting up satellite laboratories and also extending the same to cover the other border ports. This will ensure that the materials that are coming in and leaving the country are tested to ensure that they are free from pests and diseases, and this will enhance food security and also protect our environment from harmful pests, as well as ensuring safe trade with the products that are moving within and outside the country.
My name is Kwame Makadima. I'm the Deputy Director in charge of Kephis Mombasa region. This regional office is located at the port, which is the main entry port for Kenya. So welcome to Mombasa region. And here we conduct several activities. Of course, the key activities being import certification, whereby we ensure that commodities and consignment that are come in the country are safe, they are of quality, and most important, they are free from pest diseases that are most likely to affect our agricultural sector and environment in this country. So as a region, we also support the export of agricultural commodities, which is really very critical for our economy. And in this process, we issue a phytosanitary certificate. It's basically a whole process on export certification where we work with farmers, exporters to ensure that they are able to meet international standards, and we remain competitive in international business when it comes to agricultural commodities. So as a component to support import and export certification systems, we have key laboratories here the region that really serves the importers, exporters, and more importers, the farmers. With these laboratories, we are able to diagnose pests and diseases that are affecting our agriculture. We are able to meet the requirement for international market with the exporters and importers, and it really serves as a big component in facilitating international businesses. As part of the inspection that we do, we are not only focusing on commodities, but we are also focusing on other pathways that are most likely to bring pests in the country. We are looking at the vessels, inspection of vessels that arrive here. We are looking at the containers and other regulated articles that are most likely to bring pests in the country. And this is a new program, is a new initiative that we've been working on in the recent past, and we made a lot of progress with this. And we are very confident that we are going to serve our farmers, our importers and exporters, and improve the business in both import and export in this country.
Welcome to Mombasa Laboratory. This is a laboratory that is located at the port of Mombasa. Remember, we are located at the port as a first line of defense. So we protect external markets as well as imports that are coming to the country. So as a farmer, you are guaranteed of the products that you get in your farms, because anything that is plant or plant related, we first get to interact with it at the port of Mombasa. So what happens, the lab first does the inspection of the samples. Then in case we have any requirement of the phytosanitary certificate or from the PIPs that has not been met, we issue an interception. So we interject, we either allow, we treat, or we refuse entry. So as a stakeholder, whether you want to export products to outside Kenya or to East Africa, you're guaranteed that destination markets are protected. Whatever comes in the country, you're guaranteed that whatever comes in has been inspected and checked for pests and diseases.
Looking at our laboratory services, we invite all the stakeholders to bring their samples to the nearest Kephis laboratory. Our charges are outlined in the service charter available in our website.
Kephis contributes significantly to Kenya's agricultural development, environmental sustainability, and economic growth.